Good evening, my witchy friends. This is Audrey with Stay Magical. Tonight, again, it's late, but that's okay. Seems like this is the only time I can get anything done anymore with all the work I have to do. We're going to start the Let's Learn Tarot Together series. I've been doing some research, and I'm gathering it from different sources. None of it's my own except for the intuition parts of it. Okay, what I'll be using is the Crystal Vision Tarot deck, which is a beautiful deck. I do want to tell you a little bit about this. I couldn't find the guidebook, so I reached out to the illustrator author of this deck. Her name is Jennifer Galasso, and asked if there was an online version of it, and she said no, but she did have a companion book. So I ordered she sent me a coupon so I could get it really inexpensively. So I got the companion book, but we're going to be using this a lot. So this companion book is going to be part of what we're going to be using in this series. She sent me this cute little note card with a little personal message, handwritten. You can't see that with this bright light, sorry. It just says, "Dear Audrey, thank you so much for your order, and best of luck with your YouTube channel. I can't wait to check it out. Brighton blessings," I think it says. And then she signed her name and has a little heart on there. But look, her artwork is just so pretty, isn't it? But on top of that, she sent me one. Here's her business card. So hopefully you guys can see that with her web address and everything. I'm going to put the link to the cards and everything down below. But in the box with the book, she sent me a really, she probably watched some of my videos where I say I love the bags. So I have a bag to put my tarot cards in, a nice purple one. And when I was getting ready to set this up, I set the bag down and it went clink, and I hadn't even noticed. She put a little crystal quartz in it, a clear quartz. So this will be our little mascot for our Let's Learn Tarot Together. All right. Everyone having a good week? I've had a weird week. Like I said, I've told you before, it's been crazy lately. So, paid off my cell phone. You know how with T-Mobile you can make monthly payments. Paid it off, and 2 days later dropped it in the driveway and shattered the screen. So I did get a new phone. I went from the iPhone to the Galaxy Note. So we'll see if we like that. No other really big updates there. Okay, so what we'll be using, like I said, is I'm going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot along with her companion book. I have my journal here, which is, I've got notes in, so I will be referring to this quite a bit. Tonight is going to be Tarot, Numerology, and Tarot. The other book I am actually using is Modern Witchcraft, the Modern Witchcraft Book of Tarot. And this is by Sky Alexander. It's a complete guide to understanding the tarot. So I've been using this quite a bit. So I just want to give credit where credit's due, and I will put links down below to everything, including the journal. So, actually I'm going to start here because I'm going to get a little comfy. I got my drink. I hope you guys have a drink. Be sure to put any questions down below or anything you think I missed or anything like that. But we're going to start with tarot and numerology. So numerology is the spiritual study of numbers. Okay. So let's see here. I've got notes here. So then, so you have your minor arcana, which has 4 suits, and each suit has numbered cards 1 through 10, or ace through 10. Plus, you have the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. So each pip has an individual meaning that resonates with its own number. Okay. Numbers don't always translate into quantity. So in other words, if you ask the question, you know, will I have more money, and you draw 4 and then you draw 9, it doesn't necessarily mean that the 9 is greater than the 4. It doesn't necessarily translate into quantity. Okay, so tarot is your intuition. It's the inner voice of your higher self. So that's why a lot of this is going to be what you see in the cards, what you feel. Now, I did notice that she did take the time to write the card numbers and the basic meanings in this book, so I'm going to go over that first. But she had a nice introduction to tarot in here, and I wanted to read this for you. And it says about the tarot. For those who are familiar with the tarot or have been reading tarot for years, you may have made your own assumptions, much like I have, about how the tarot works. For those new to tarot, there's a chance that you will approach this new tool with curiosity, excitement, anticipation, and possibly a little fear. There are many misconceptions about tarot and the magic behind it. My least favorite assumption, however, is that it is dangerous. There truly is nothing threatening or scary about the tarot, so let's clear the air on that subject before we begin. I believe on some level we all have answers. We all have the answers we seek. However, much of the personal enlightenment is on a subconscious level. Our subconscious holds all of our experiences from birth to the present. We are only able, however, to consciously recall a very limited amount of this information. Most of our conscious thought is clouded by the same insecurities, doubts, and fears that many people have when they approach the tarot for the first time. The tarot is truly a psychological tool that's controlled solely by the person asking the questions. That is the magic of the tarot, the magic of our own mind. The beauty of it is that it transcends any faith system, religion, or dogma. It is not a tool to be feared. It is a tool to embrace and to learn, as it can only bring a higher understanding of the self. Now, unless you believe in predestination, where our future is already planned and there's nothing we can do to change it, most will agree that human beings have free will. Given that, what you read in a tarot spread one day can drastically change the next if you change your course of action too quickly or too dramatically. That's why it's important to read your cards frequently. If you read your cards too often, however, not enough will have changed and you may find your readings aren't very accurate. Every couple of weeks is a good rule of thumb when reading the tarot. I thought that was pretty good. Because I do believe in free will, and I do believe that we can change what's going to happen. It isn't set in stone. Okay, and then she wrote something about reading the tarot. When you begin reading tarot, it is important to find a deck that you respond to positively. And see, that's why I went ahead and got this one when I did. And I've had this for a while, actually. I just hadn't, I was doing so many other things with the herbs and the crystals and everything. I hadn't started with the tarot. And that's why I thought this little series might be good for me as well as anybody else who was interested. Okay, so, and you need to respond to it on a personal, psychological, and spiritual level. Hopefully, since you have chosen the Crystal Visions Tarot, you have connected with the artwork and are anxious to begin reading with them. I did watch another video, and he was very good about talking about how the artwork talks to you, and can give you, like you can look at the picture and you look at it as a movie scene, and that can give you a beginning, a jump off point for when you're doing readings. And I thought that was pretty neat. And then, because none of it has to be memorization, so and that's not what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be learning as much as I can about each card and then just feeling my way through it. Okay, once you have your deck, keep them in a safe place, such as a special cloth or pouch. She was good enough to give me one. Wasn't that fantastic? You can sleep with them close to you or under your pillow, especially when the deck is new, in order to protect your energy your energy into the cards. Many people have a ritual before they begin reading the cards, such as saying a little prayer to God or Goddess, or whichever higher power with which you connect. Some may light candles, lay down a special cloth, or play soft music. Whatever you decide to do to get ready to read the cards is truly personal. Make it a special experience. If you make reading the cards a habit or ritual, you'll find that eventually the steps will put you in the right frame of mind to read the cards and focus on what they are saying. I don't know if you've noticed, but I do have around here a few candles burning. I do have some incense. It came from one of the Magic Moon boxes, I believe. It smells really good. I just wanted to set the tone for myself. And you might want to do the same thing and get all your things together and just have a calm moment. Now, I can never promise in this house it's going to be a calm moment. We have dogs and they could lose their minds at any time. Okay, so it is helpful to have a special shuffle, or to shuffle the cards the same way each time you read while thinking about your question or situation. Your question should be worded in such a way that it is concise and straightforward. It should be a general question, but not so vague as it's not possible to get a satisfying answer. Yes and no questions are not ideal for reading tarot. See? Once the deck is shuffled, you can spread them out face down in order to choose the cards for your spread. Be sure to choose them carefully, thoughtfully, and one at a time. Place each chosen card in its position in the spread before choosing the next. This will help you choose more. Okay. Okay. Did I skip a page? No. This will help you choose more slowly, especially if you are reading reversals. More about reversals on page 15. So she goes on to reversals. Okay. You want to take special care not to invert the cards while choosing. Okay. When you first begin reading, and even in the future, it's helpful to keep a journal of your spread. This can be as detailed or as simple as you choose. An easy diagram may be all you need to have, maybe all you have the time to jot down, but at least you have something to look at and refer back to in the future if you to see if you're developing any patterns, especially regarding long-term ongoing situations. I know a lot of people, that's not what this journal is right here. This isn't my spread journal. This is my Let's Learn Tarot Together journal. I am going to start a separate journal she has some spreads in here. Let me show you. This is one of them. Okay, so I'm going to start, and we will go over those once we get, and not just hers. I mean, we'll look into a couple others too. So, but I'm going to have a separate journal for my spreads and my readings and things like that. I just wanted one for this class. Okay. It may also be helpful to practice reading with friends. However, if you are interested in reading professionally, there are many great resources, books, and classes that will help expand your knowledge of the tarot. Some of these resources are listed at the end of the book. It's important to note, however, that professional reading and higher understanding of tarot is beyond the scope of this book, which is primarily a companion guide to the Crystal Visions Tarot. Okay, so we have this book I'm going to be using. If you have a book that you're using that you think will be beneficial to this series that we're going to be doing together, please note it down. Okay, I'm going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot cards, and at the moment, the Modern Witchcraft Book of Tarot. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go back and forth between these two things. We're going to start with the numbers. That's what we're going to do tonight, numerology. Okay, now, one thing you have to remember is this is all going to be based on, okay, the numbers are going to be relative to the suit that you are looking at. So you have your cups, you have your swords, you have your wands, and you have your pentacles. So they're going to change the meaning a little bit, but the basis of it are going to be this. Okay, so the aces, she says, new beginnings, raw potential, a new cycle, spark, or force. Now, these are the key words that I came across in looking at the aces or ones, and that's beginning, oneness, unique, focus, opportunity, potential, drive, and ideas. And basically something has started, but it isn't clear how it will develop yet. An ace drawn generally means a new opportunity, but this isn't something that will just happen. You have to work for it. Aces mean clarity, focused energy and thoughts. Drawing many aces in a reading may indicate a situation is about to begin. Okay, so that's the aces. Okay, so now let's move on to twos. Okay, she writes relationships, duality, partnering, and balancing. Now the words, not some of the words are going to be the same from where the other things that I gathered. Partnership and partners. Balance, imbalance, union, duality, sharing, insight, and agreement. When a 2 comes up in a reading, it can indicate a new union or partnership forming. This isn't always romantic. It can be business, a living situation, anything like that. It can be anything like a new rock band, if you're going to get into a band, something like that. It doesn't have to mean, a lot of times we think of partnerships as a romantic partnership, but it can be, there's all kinds of partnerships out there. 2 follows the ace, so it can mean progress with something you have started and you've already identified with the ace. So like if you're doing a follow-up reading, the 2 can mean there's progress in what you read in your last one. It can mean expanding or splintering. It can mean reconciliation or reunion. Many 2s in a reading can indicate a waiting period. More will be revealed later. Okay, so all right, so let's look at 3s. Celebration. Now this is her. Celebration, discord, collaboration, and harmony. So we see there's a positive and a negative to each number. So we need to remember that. Okay, so 3, achievement of goals, creativity, development, seeing, gaining results, self-expression, abundance, communication, friendships, and progression. When you draw a 3 in a reading, it suggests a nice period of happiness and reaping of benefits. But don't think it's on autopilot. You will need to pay attention to what you are doing. You can't say, okay, got a 3, we're good, we're just going to stay right there. No, you have to continue to work. That's the same with anything in life. But if you're doing a reading for someone and you get a 3, they still have work to do. The projects, relationships, and the path you have started are beginning to take form. You're going to be able to start seeing, yeah, this is starting to manifest. Sometimes 3s can mean things are going too fast. You could burn out quickly, mentally and physically. So that it can be an indication that you need to slow down. You need to take your time and figure out what, how fast the pace should be. Many 3s indicates a group activities or situations. So if it could mean work, or it could mean like if you're on a team or something like that, it could involve that. Okay, 4s, apathy, reflection, unity, and insecurity. Okay, and then my notes I have manifestation, structure, foundation, organization, work, stagnation, stability, preservation, and planning. When drawing a 4, you are seeing a foundation, stability, and security. It could be a time of self-discipline, that's one thing. Work and service, establishing yourself and putting down roots. Organization is important. If you're in the place you want to be, the 4 can mean your focus should be on stabilizing yourself. So if you're already where you want to be, now's the time. If you get a 4, now's the time to let's get things on, let's really build that foundation. Let's make sure we stay where we want to be. If you are not where you want to be, you need to plan and actively make a positive change. You need to take things slow, and you need to be patient. Many 4s in a reading can indicate the manifestation of an idea. So you've got this wonderful idea and you're asking about it, and you get a 4, it could mean that it will easily, you're going to be able to manifest it. So that's nice. Okay, 5s. Regrets, betrayal, conflict, and abandonment. Okay, so 5 seem to be kind of a sad card to me. I also have conflict, change, stress, instability, loss, new cycle, recreation. And it says my battery's low. This could be bad. If it cuts off, then we'll just start we'll start where we left off. Okay, 5 can be a roller coaster. It's the number of freedom, change, curiosity, and instability. Sometimes 5's energy can be too much to handle. Things can happen too fast, can be stressful, and cause anxiety. When you experience this side of 5's energy, you may need to slow down or stop. Give yourself a chance to analyze the risk before rushing ahead. A 5's a good, whoa, let me see, this is what we're going to do. Let me reevaluate. Many 5's in a reading indicates change, challenge, and fluctuation. So 5's can be a little tricky there. 6's, idealism, release, triumph, and assistance. 6 is the number of compassion, caring, and community. A calm period after a storm. You need to tend to your everyday needs. Get rested and be in balance with your surroundings. When you draw a 6 in a reading, stop, take a deep breath, and enjoy the rewards of your hard work. You can expect to enjoy some calm. I think I like a 6. Misunderstandings can be ended in a win-win outcome. The 6 represents cooperation, but you must take care of your needs too. Many sixes indicates adjustments in thoughts, attitudes, and conditions. Okay. Let's set that over there. Okay, so 7s per book. And this is right away, isn't it? That's the computer. Okay. 7s, imagination, theft, advantage, meditation. Okay, and then I have here reflection, retreat, inner growth, spirituality, assessment, motives, perfect order, observation, investigation, meditation, discovery, and knowledge. Okay, the 7 represents your life. I'm sorry, let me start again. The 7 represents your inner life, soul searching, and what you do when you are alone. When you draw a 7 in a reading, you should look inside yourself to discover what has happened to you and why. You are looking for answers on a psychological or spiritual level. You may want or need to be alone, retreating from the daily grind, looking for your path or directions. 7s can sometimes mean you are spending too much time alone. Okay, many 7s indicates a period of introspection or solitude. Okay, so 8s. 8s, confidence, confusion, motion, and knowledge. Okay, movement, success, recognition. I told you it's like, sorry. Material gain, action, change, rebirth, regeneration, capability, and accomplishment. Okay. 8 represents abundance, material prosperity, and worldly power. It's the number of leadership and authority. In tarot, the 8 in a reading says you possess the skills for success, or you need to develop them. It could mean it is time to get your financial material affairs in order. You could be cautioned to be careful with money or possessions. Anything that revolves around abundance or a lack of abundance. The potential for achieving these benefits is there, but you need to be sincere and dedicated to coming out on top. Okay, many 8s indicates a positive change. Okay, 9s. Wishes, anxiety, patience, refinement. 9s are the most potent of each suit. Okay, brings to a conclusion. Fulfillment, wisdom, inspiration, completion, humanitarianism. The 9 represents gaining wisdom through experience, also represents tolerance and compassion. Drawing a 9 suggests you are dedicating yourself to a good cause or to helping others. Balance is important. Don't sacrifice your own well-being in the process. 9 is the last single-digit number and represents the end of a cycle. Time to wrap things up or to tie up loose ends. 9 represents the bridge between the material and the spiritual realm. Many 9s in a reading indicate situations or events are near completion. Okay, now 10s. Now this says the 10s are the end of the cycle. Oh, it represents okay, so the 9 says we're going towards the end of the cycle. The 10 says we're at the end of the cycle. Happiness, devastation, burden, and fulfillment. Don't like devastation. Okay, so 10s say endings and beginnings, fulfillment and renewal. 10 represents both the ending and the beginning, the point of transition from a completed cycle to a new cycle. When 10 shows up in a reading, whatever you have been working on or have been involved in is over. You have gotten out of it what you are most likely going to get out of it, and it's time to move on. If you have been stagnant, the 10 tells you that you need to challenge yourself and reach for more. 10 says get off the fence and make a decision. Many 10s indicates an ending that will soon transform into new beginnings. Okay, so now she does go into the court cards. Okay, so pages. Pages are messengers, typically young, under 25, and either male or female. Knights. Knights are energetic and represent change, movement, and action. Typically, they are male between the ages of 25 and 40. Queens. Queens are creative nurturers. Typically, they are women over the age of 25. And kings. Kings are influential leaders and powerful rulers. Typically, they are males over the age of 40. Now, real quick, I'm going to add in here before I wrap this the numerology part up. I am going to talk about reversals because she has it right here. Some people choose not to read reversals. However, some find that it brings a deeper meaning to the cards and to the individual spread when reversals are read. In the next, and she says here in the next section. In the next section, you'll find the individual card meanings along with their reversal meanings. So I'm going to go ahead, when I do the cards, with the next video, I'm going to start with the cups, and because I couldn't decide what order I was going to do all that in, and I'm just going to follow her book. That's what I'm going to do. There are times when a particular card appears reversed, it will intensify its upright meaning. Other times when a card appears reversed, it can take on the opposite meaning from the upright position. The card descriptions in the next section will help you decide how to read the reversed cards in a spread if you so choose. So that's where we're going to start next time. We're going to start with the Suit of Cups and go on from there. Like I said, there are spreads in the back of this book. I got this book off of her website. There, that's what she looks like. Can you see? Okay, I got this book off of her website, and it's jennifergalacio.com. So I will, like I said, I will post all those down here. And she has a few, and she just does list a few tarot reading places in the book too. So, oh, excuse me. It is. I have to work in the morning too. So we will get started with that. The next one, and it just, she goes through each and every card on here, so that's nice. And I moved it over here. This book does the same thing. So we're going to be combining a little bit of everything in here, and I have also some resources online that I'm using. So like I said, if you have something that you've been using, let me know, because I would love to get some more information. Oh, I'm probably making you yawn, aren't I? Yeah. Okay, so let's get some sleep. Everybody stay magical, and that's it for tarot and numerology. And the next we'll start working with the cups. Have a great night, and like I said, stay magical. Please subscribe. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye-bye.